Your inability to make decisions is what is keeping you stuck and broke in your current life and in your financial position. See, at this point in history, millions of people have become financially free from starting businesses, making decisions to leave their job and start their own ventures and get into working for themselves. Millions of people, we know this, you know this, I know this, millions of people. Yet, when I speak to individuals, entrepreneurs, people that want to become entrepreneurs and start their business, they can't make a decision. They want to become entrepreneurs. They want a better freedom in life. They want more financial ability and power to spend more time with the family. They want all of these things, and they have some money. They have some money saved up. Maybe it's $500, $1,000, but they don't want to do anything with it. They just want to keep holding on to it. See, the thing is, people will prefer known hells than unknown pleasures. Known hell. What is a known hell? So would be to have that $500, $1,000 in your hand and know that you still have to go to work for the next 20 years in a job that you don't like, rather than putting that money to start a business and they could have unknown heavens, something that is potentially is unseen to them in their eyes. It's unseen. They don't know what they're going to get out of it, but they don't take that risk. They would rather hold on to the money and live through hell for the next 20, 30, 40 years than take a chance on themselves. Even though millions of people ahead of them, even the person talking to them ahead of them, has had success. I started a business within 3 months of moving to a new country, which has given myself and my family a passive income and freedom to live the life that we want. We live here in the south of Spain, thoroughly enjoying our life. Within 3 months, it took me to start a business. People are been thinking about starting businesses for decades, and you could be exactly the same person as well. It's your indecision. See, I show people vehicle, which is a business model. We explain to them these are the steps forward. This is what you need to do. And yes, you want the outcome. Yes, we want the outcome. You show them everything, and yet it comes to the decision day, and they decide they don't want to do it. Now, what are they basing this on? Because normally we base our decisions on experience. They have no experience of business, yet they've made the decision that this business isn't going to work for them. See, the thing is, to have success in business, it's not about making the right decision 100% of the time. It's actually fail your way to success. You should be making more wrong decisions, but the key is making decisions. So let me ask you right now, what was the biggest decision you've made up to this point in your financial career? Was it what subjects to study at school, the career path? Was that the biggest decision? Maybe your current job, was that your biggest decision? You had two options to take this job, to take that job, and that has affected your income the most. To be honest with you, I would say none of them have been the biggest decisions for any of us because the subjects we studied, I don't know about you, but as soon as I finished school and went to university and college, those subjects changed after studying them for 10 years. We just came into the corporate world, realized it wasn't what I wanted to do, and then I got into entrepreneurship, which was completely different to anything else that I'd ever done in my life. So it was completely different. So that wasn't the biggest decision. The biggest decision was to get into business for myself. That was difficult. A lot of people stop here. They want the success of having their own business, but they never make the decision. They just sit there with the money in their hand, or they say they have no money, which is the biggest lie ever. We all have money. The device that you're watching this on at the moment has cost more than it would take you to start a business. Okay, it would cost you more. A business you can get started for $500 these days. I mean, the websites are basically free, domain names, $20 a month. Like things are so easy. The reason why people don't make a decision is, well, they just don't make any decision. They just sit there hoping things are going to get better. And to be honest, they're not. You've been through life now for how many years? And has life got better? Look in the last 5 years. Has your life changed? It's, for me, I used to get really frustrated about it. Now, these people around me, they're saying that they want a change in life. I'm showing them other people that have had success in life. They're speaking to me, I've changed my life. Yet they say it's not for them. Like these steps that we've just put in front of them are not for them. Then I just get tired of being like, well, what is it you're looking for? I think genuinely people are just wanting somebody to put money in their bank account. That's it. They just want someone to put money in their bank account and them do no work. Because if somebody is saying, "Here, take my hand, I'll show you the steps, the mentorship, I'll show you the products, the business, how to start business. Everything is, to be honest, everything is available for us online if you want it. The question is, do we want it? Do we want it enough to go through this kind of unknown period, which is starting a business? I'm unsure of yourself, or would you rather go back to your job which you're comfortable with? Growing out of your comfort zone is super super key. Why people need to get out of the comfort zone. The growth can never be found in your comfort zone. So it comes down to being in the gym or fitness or any kind of goals at all. I've suffered from this from a fitness point of view. I go to the gym, just lifting up weights, the standard weights that I'm used to every single day. However, then I have a personal trainer and he comes and then we start lifting up lighter weights but in unusual positions. And man, that's hard because I'm dealing with muscles that I've never dealt with before. To be honest, muscles I never even knew existed. And he's got me lifting them up like horizontal, above my head, weird actions. For me, it was very strange. Instead of what I would normally do, which is just like the standard, like on the bench press, just lifting, which is what I'm used to, lifting that heavy compared to lifting other muscles and using different types of body positions and movement. And that's the same with business. People are trying to learn business, but by doing the things they do every single day, they're expected to go into their job and their boss to say, "Oh, here's a new business that we would like you to start. We'll give you a salary. Please go away for 6 months and start your own business." That's not going to happen. Nobody is going to support you when it comes to starting your business. Nobody's going to support you other than other entrepreneurs. Your family members aren't going to back you up. Your colleagues are going to say, "Well, why are you? This is a great job. They're interviewing for this position every day. What? This is a great job. You've made it in life. You've made it." That's what your colleagues are going to say. Your family aren't going to support you. And everybody wants a result, but nobody wants to go through the journey of entrepreneurship. That's the thing. A great quote that got me motivated and continues to get me motivated anytime I have a big decision is anything worth doing, it's worth doing badly at first. It's unusual, right? Everything worth doing is worth doing badly at first because we don't know how to do it. And over time, everything worth doing is worth doing right. But we don't know how to do it at first. See that saying everyone says everything worth doing is worth doing perfect and all these other kind of words they use. But in reality that's not how it goes. Everything worth doing is worth doing badly first. So when you start a business, make sure you're starting it badly because to be honest, you're going to be starting it badly because you're not going to know what you want to do when you start a sport. Imagine if we waited till we were great to start a sport before we started the sport. Isn't that just a weird thinking? You just wouldn't accept that as logical to wait until you're great before you start. The people that go to the gym on their first day that are still, you can always tell somebody who's new in the gym because the gym always has like these instructions and then they start reading the instructions like, and it's got the diagram where to hold and all this kind of stuff. That's right. Start badly. Just get started. Simply fail your way to success. There's genuinely no drawbacks to failing other than you learning. Fail your way to success. It's a simple, simple model. Because when you start, you actually learn how to win through failing. Like my son at the moment, he's just turning 1 years old. How many times would you say to your child, I see him every day trying to walk. Okay, how many times would I see him trying to walk before I tell him, you know what, this walking thing is not for you? That's impossible. Like, no parent would do that. Every day, all day, I see him attempting to stand up, falling, standing up, falling, standing up, falling. All day long, honestly, all day, 10 hours of a day, you just see them standing up, trying to walk. They have more persistence than we do when it comes to trying to change their life. And nobody would ever tell that child, like, listen, it's not for you, just sit down here. Here's a wheelchair, here you go, just enjoy the rest of your life. That just not, we wouldn't do that. Yeah, as adults, that is exactly what we are doing and conditioned to do is, oh, I've tried 3 times, I'm not going to bother anymore. I've tried twice. Some of us, unfortunately, don't even try at all. When I started my first business in 2009, wow, I was doing things the hard way. I started, it was a football organization, it was a soccer, basically, I organized like soccer games, football games. And I was at university, And I was playing it in a league, in a game, a tournament, and the way that most businesses start is you think, I could do this better. The guy that was running the business at the time, he was like 40 years old. Remember, we were like 19, 18 years old, and this guy's maybe 40, 45. And I'm thinking, I could run this game a lot better than he is. I could organize it better. And that's exactly what I did. I seen a business and I thought, well, I could do better. And that's exactly what I did. I started organizing the games and it built traction all the way up to 2019, 20, when then COVID came, that came crashing down. Of course, for about a year and a half, we weren't able to physically play football. And then after that, it grew again. People wanted to get back out, and yeah, it's still to this day, 16 years down the line, it's still a thriving business. And that was such a simple business to identify. It's something that you do in your day every day, and you think you can do better. And I'm sure you've had this many times in your day. You see something, you see a business, you see a product, a service. It comes from frustrations. What is frustrating you in life right now? Is it something at work? Is it something that you are doing when you get home from work? There was an entrepreneur that I helped start the business, their dog walker, and the frustration for them was when they came home from work, the 9 to 5, they couldn't be bothered going out to walk the dog. It would be wet, it'd be raining. They just couldn't do it, and that was their frustration. So they thought, well, why don't I start a dog walking service? Because there'll be other professionals that come home from work that also can't be bothered walking the dog. So guess what? That's what I'll do, and that's what it is. She got a van, and now she get picks up a few dogs around the area from these corporate people that are just coming back from work and cannot be bothered. They want to put their feet up all day, and she loves it. She loves going out walking. When it's like when that's your job to go out walking with some dogs in the evening, and she makes more money than she did in that corporate job, then of course you're gonna love it, right? Going out for a walk for an hour instead of going to work for somebody else for 10 hours. What would you rather do? I wouldn't mind if it's raining, gale force wind, storm. I'm taking those dogs out even if the dogs don't want to go out. That's what she does for a living now. How amazing is that? She takes out dogs, which she loves, for a walk every day. She's getting fitter, making more money, spending time with her family in the morning, lunchtime, in the afternoon. And it's so simple. Taking dogs for a walk. Business does not have to be difficult. Does not have to be difficult. This is something we lay out in this program that we have here in the entrepreneurship community. If you click on the link in the bio or underneath this video, this is what we help entrepreneurs do. It's just lay out simple business ideas that you can do. And all we're looking for, success is simple. We're not looking to make millions and millions. In reality, what you need is enough money to cover your income, sorry, to cover your expenses, to cover your expenses. And that is pretty much your life. Like, let's say your expenses are £4,000 every single month. If you had a business that covered all your expenses, okay, all your expenses, and you were to sit in the house and just like go for walks and do whatever else that you wanted to do, go to the gym, see your family members, and you made no extra money, so you had no money to go on extra things. Like you just lived the same standard of life, but you didn't have to go to work. Imagine what that would look like, right? That is success. The fact that you don't have to go to work for somebody else and you control your timetable, time scale, you don't have to ask permission from anybody. That is success. People think it's millions and millions. Of course, that can come, and we'll get to that. But for now, not having to go to work and having your expenses paid for you is freedom. So how much is that really per month? Two, three, four, 5,000 maximum. You make $10,000 a month. That's all you're really trying to earn. I've seen another women entrepreneurship in our community here that we have locally. Wow, her business. What she does is she moved to Spain a few years ago and she was interested in exploring, wanting to go out for walks, explore the town, the city. So what she done is she started going out on adventures, she called it. And slowly, other people wanted to join her on these adventures because she would organize it, day trips, and then people would start joining her. And then after a few weeks or months of this, people said, you know what, we would actually pay for this. So then she started charging a little bit of money just to cover the cost, and then tour companies said, well, you know what, if you bring all these people to our tourist attraction, you know what, you get a free ticket. So she loved that. She was getting free tickets to all these tourist attractions, which is saving her money. Then people started paying her. So on top of going in for free, she was also making a little bit of money. And now, I mean, I look at her timetable. She sends out emails. She's great. She sends out emails and she's got social media. And honestly, she does about 25 events a month. And now she's expanded her business, but there's other people that look after the events for her as well. And now, last I spoke to her, she is looking at international trips as well. So imagine getting paid to go internationally to check out, like basically like a travel blogger. Now she travels and goes to hotels all over the world, and of course that'll be expenses paid. It's amazing, right? That's from such a simple business. Speaking to her, honestly, it's so incredible, so motivating. Something so simple is taking people out on day trips, and now it's turned into a huge business for her. Honestly, and she's got a young son as well, single mother, to do all of that. And now look around your life. There'll be opportunities in your life right now that you're just not even looking at. How you can create a passive income for you and your family. All you need is a few £1,000s a month, honestly. Well, once I realized that, I thought, well, this life thing isn't so hard. If you break it down to covering your life expenses at the end of the month, that's all you're looking to do. Life is so, so, so simple that way. The pursuit of perfection is what leads to inaction. Stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to figure out everything before you've even went through the steps. If you're on step A, which most people are in life, which is A, trying to sort out a business, trying to think how to make money. If you're on step A, stop thinking about all the other steps. You know, F, N, all these other letters all the way down the alphabet, all the way down the bottom. People are trying to think too far ahead. Just think A and B and have C maybe in the back of your head, maximum. But you're on A, so you're trying to think, how am I going to get this thing started? And I promise you, I promise it's going to be easy. Like, I'll give you another example that happened to me recently. So myself, my wife, we're looking at, well, I'm looking at eating more healthy and having more protein in my body. At the moment, I'm training for my next event, and we went to the butcher's the other day, and the price of meat and everything like this, we worked it all out. Basically, to eat meat every day, the quantity that I want to eat, it was working out to be about £10 a day. £10 a day for like half a kilo of meat, which is the portion size that I'm looking for. Half a kilo of meat every single day. To work that at £10 a day, it's £300 a month. Okay, so that's £3,500 a year. £3,500 a year to eat the nutrition that you're looking for, which is meat every single day. When I laid that out, I said, "Wow, that is easy to make £3,500 a year on top of what you're currently doing." So now my brain started thinking, what can I do to earn myself an extra £10 a day? What can I do? And my other business, I just today I'm putting into action what it is I could do to make an extra £10 a day in my business. And the steps are so easy. I'm like, I just need to do this one little thing which will generate £10 a day, which then I could go spend on buying meat from the butcher, which then will give me the result at the end. Isn't that like so simple? It's like think about what it is that you're looking for. If you're looking to make money to go on holiday, okay, break that down. What does that look like? Okay, the end of the month, I just need to make an extra couple hundred. Okay, what do I need to sell to make that? Maybe I can flip stuff on eBay, buy and sell things on Facebook Marketplace. Maybe I could have a product on Amazon. Maybe I could do that. You know what I mean? You start thinking about it. This is where we start with entrepreneurs. We teach them how to make a product from thin air, which is in their head, and then be able to sell it online in a step-by-step process. They can then sell and think, okay, well, if I started making £100 a month, and every month I started to increase that £100, and then next month it's £200 a month, £300. So that would take me, let's say, a year of just adding this up to start making a full-time income. By the end of the year, I'll be making £1,500. And to be honest, you'll be making more than that because every month you will start to get better. So the first month you might make £100 a month. The next month it might jump to £300 a month. Hmm, yeah, that sounds okay. The next month after that might be 350. Next month after that, start making five. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna start getting better at making it. Once you start putting a goal at the end, and it pays for something, not just a random amount of money, but what does that money do for you? How much money do you need to quit your job, for example? Do you know that number? How much do you need to quit your job? If you know that number, it makes it more motivating to be able to work towards it because now you know what that money does. Not just I need £10,000 a month or £5,000 a month. Actually, have an idea of what that number would do for your life. It keeps you way on the path a lot easier than it is just coming up with random numbers. So for me, that's what I'm working on at the moment. How can I increase my business by just this little fraction so that I can then go and buy meat every day for my diet, which is for my training event that I'm working towards at the moment. Isn't that just so easy? Because see, at your work, you can't do that. If you've got a job, you can't say to the boss, listen, I want to increase my protein intake. Could you just up my wage by this much, please? It's not going to work, right? It's just not going to work. So that's why entrepreneurship gives you the freedom that you need to live your life on your terms, not on someone else's terms. So urge you, I urge you, if you are thinking of entrepreneurship, if you're stuck and broke in your current mentality right now, your situation is just, don't see a way out. I'd encourage you to click on the link, come into our community. We'll show you step by step how to start a business from thin air, boom, from what's on your mind, how we get that started for you, how you can start making some passive income, changing your life. Or you can do nothing. You can just go back, turn this video off and go back and continue to watch YouTube videos and expect life to get better for you. And 5, 10 years will just pass. But that you know that's not what you want, right? Because why would you be continuously watching videos like this but not taking any actions? So stop wasting time. Click on the link, join our community. I'll see you in there, and I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next video.